Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, game changers. Welcome back, go getters. I see you already, Nikki, on there. What's up, family? Let's get all the channels connected. Let's get who we got? Oh, Instagram. We got to get Instagram connected. Here we go. I think we got it. I think we got it. I think we got it. Do we got it? Boom, we got it. We're back, better than ever, more blessed than ever. Welcome back, game changers. Welcome back, go getters. Welcome back, hustlers. Welcome back, entrepreneurs. Welcome back, small business owners. Welcome back, mid-level professionals. Welcome back, corporate executives. Welcome back. What are we doing? Why are we here? We're building $1 million business. As always, I'm your host as well as your guide on this build. Let's go. Welcome back. Let's get into it. Man, was this a week? Was this a week, man? I need to unpack today. I really do need to unpack. So listen, y'all do me a solid, invite like-minded individuals to these lives. I know I do these every single day, noon Central Standard Time. They're 30 minutes or less. Sometimes they go a little bit over because we got a lot of stuff to unpack. But today, hopefully I keep you within that time frame. But listen, even if we do go over, you know what I'm going to tell you, family, you're going to get some information out of this. You're going to get some understanding. You're going to gain some clarity. You're going to walk away with something each and every time that I do one of these things, because you understand this isn't just about me. This is about us. Yes, I become your proof point. What does it look like to build out $1 million brand, to build out $1 million business and do it in 12 months? But I take what I do, I come back here, and then with you guys, man, we actually perfect like our approach, we perfect our thought process, we perfect the whole business entirely, and we're doing this thing in public, right? So today we're going to be streaming across Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as well as TikTok. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as well as TikTok. Thank you guys for joining. Let's go. Let's go. Already, listen, I already see Nikki Narquise already on YouTube, family, showing up with a smile. Welcome back, family. I hadn't seen you in the last day or two. I think you've been out there doing your hustle, doing your thug thizzle. I see you, but welcome back. I appreciate y'all. So y'all do me a solid. Make sure you invite other like-minded individuals as well. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. What episode are we going to be on today? Episode 125. So what are we going to be talking about today, Pat? Tell me. Let's go. Let's go. Boom. Episode 125. What? Man, we kicked this thing off January the 11th, 2026. Here we are, July 3rd, 2026. We've been super consistent. We're already 125 episodes into it. I mean, 125 episodes in just a 6-month period. Most people don't have that many podcasts in a 2 or 3 year period. And we already got 125 episodes in a 6-month period. Man, that's pretty amazing. Let me give myself a round of applause. Let's go, Pat. Yes. Sometimes you got to celebrate yourself. And I don't think we do enough of that as small business owners, as entrepreneurs, maybe as a mid-level professionals, those corporate executives, where we keep our heads so down in the grind that sometimes we don't step back enough just to celebrate what you've been through, what you've accomplished, where you've been, the knowledge that you gained, the understanding, the clarity that you got from this. But that's not what we're going to talk about. Episode 125 is this. This week changed me more than I expected. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I just want to unpack today. Let me see who else we got. Let's see. Hold on. We got, Corinne, what's up? What's up, family on LinkedIn? Welcome. Just hey, first time caller. You know what I'm saying? Welcome in here. Hopefully you're going to gain a lot of understanding of that. There was Corinne Stewartson right there on LinkedIn. Yep, I see you. Yeah, you always got to celebrate the smallest of the smallest, Nikki. So thank you. I see you, Shanu, right there on it. Where is that? Instagram. I see you, family. I see you, Ninja, right there on TikTok. Thank y'all. Listen, y'all do me a solid. This is going to be, every single episode is going to be live. You know it's going to be fire. But y'all do me a solid. Right now, you open up your phone. You find 2 or 3 people who think like you. 2 or 3 people who want more like you. 2 or 3 people who believe in freedom. They believe in opportunity. 2 or 3 people believe in leveling up. Find those people right now. Invite them to this live. Tell them, hey, Pat's on his hustle again. You know he's going to be delivering some goods. This is a good time to invite those people because, listen, we're creating an ecosystem of support here. And once you get support, man, it changes the whole entire game. A lot of you guys don't understand the game is all about support, but you don't really understand it yet because you haven't started really understanding how to unpack the game, especially if you're playing on LinkedIn. There's ecosystems of like-minded support that you don't know that's actually driving the algorithm. And I'll be breaking that down at a later time but then it's a game changer. So y'all invite other like-minded people as well. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for tapping in. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as well as TikTok. Right now, invite some people. Episode 125. This week changed me more than I expected. And I just kind of, y'all know me, man. I'm an open book. I feel like this is a safe place. I can come here and talk to you about what's working, what's not working. I feel like this is family here. Whether you judge me or not, I get tons of support and love as well. So I appreciate that. I really, really do. I see you, Latanya. Thank you for tapping in, family. Appreciate you, family. Yeah, Ninja, what's up? Yeah, thank you, family. Let's do this. Let me start with this because I always start with this, especially because I see a lot of new faces every single day that's joining the live. So I want to start here. First, I'm going to break down the goal, and then we're going to get into today's talking point. So we got two big goals, right? The first big goal is actually build out $1 million brand, $1 million business. We're doing it in 12 months. That's the first big goal. The second big goal is actually build out a 50,000 member ecosystem inside the newsletter. Now, let me tell you the importance of both. One, the $1 million is not to show flex to say, oh, we made $1 million. It's because I become a proof point to give people the information, the knowledge, and the insight to help them understand. You don't need tons of money to build $1 million brand. You don't need tons of money to build $1 million business. Sometimes you just need the right systems, you need the right network, and then you need the right visibility. So I'll become your proof point. That's important. Number two is we're building out a 50,000 member ecosystem. And I always tell you this, family, when you're building something, when you're building your brand, when you're building your business, when you're building your company, when you're building your reputation, when you're leveling up, you're trying to get to that C-suite, you're trying to earn your first six-figure position, whatever that happens to be, family, always tell you this, you want to own your audience. Why do I tell you that? Because we don't want to play the algorithm game. What I mean, we don't want to rely on social media to help us push out our message. Now, I'm not telling you don't use social media because we're going to use social media, and we have been using social media all this year. I'm telling you, we don't want to rely on social media to help us grow our business growth, right? So when you want to create that landing page, you want to create that website, you want to create that lead magnet, whatever happens where you can start collecting people's information, that helps you get away from relying on algorithms. So that's why the second goal is so important. 50,000 members, imagine that, of like-minded support in one community. Imagine what that can do for your business. So that's why that's so important. Y'all do me a solid really quick because I see more and more people joining. I see you, DF, thank you for joining. I see you, BJ family. I see you, Bonita. I see you, Ava. I see you, Paula. I see you, Churu. I see, yep, on there. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as well as TikTok. I see you as that. Pathero? Man, hopefully I didn't mess up your name, but welcome, family. Right now, we're about to get into this thing. Y'all know I'm going to get you out of here. I'm going to get you out of here in 50 minutes. I'd say 20 minutes. I'm going to get you out of here in 20 minutes. Pull up your phone, invite two other like-minded individuals to these lives. We're gonna celebrate the 4th of July in style with this particular live right here. So y'all do me that solid. Invite two people right now. Let's get into it. Episode 125. Patrick, you talk too much. What are we talking about? Y'all know I just got to bring you some energy. I got to set this up. Y'all know how these algorithms work. You got to talk for like the first 2 or 3 minutes. So the algorithm knows that, hey, Pat is on this live, and then it starts telling other people that Pat's on this live, and then those people start tapping in, and then once they tap in, you got to encourage people to come, and then once you encourage people to come, then it starts blowing up. That's how it works. So that's why if you're ever joining that first 2 or 3 minutes, dude, I'm just really just setting up the live. I really am. I'm setting up the live because that's where all the support starts coming. Already, I see you, Smiley. What's up? Oh, Miss Atlanta Thick Dreams is in the house. What's up, family? Dude, you already showing me love. Look, welcome back, family. I appreciate you. Who is that? Delvinson? Yep, I see you, family. Thank y'all for coming in. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's what's dependent on social media. You're right. You don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. And that's what we're not going to do. And hopefully that's what you learn from these lives. And when I'm breaking down this building out $1 million business in public, I'm giving people the playbook. I'm giving people the framework. I'm giving people the insight. So you understand how to build your $1 million brand. You understand how to build your business, and you understand how to get those opportunities that you absolutely deserve. Who is that? Survivor? Listen, who wants to be broke, Survivor? Nobody wants to be broke, man. We don't want to be broke. Let's get into it. 125, okay? This week changed me more than I expected, okay? You up next? Yeah, that's what's up, Atlanta, Miss Dreams. Yeah, Miss Atlanta Thick. Yes. TJ, what's up? Welcome to the house. Listen, I've been doing a lot of reflecting over the last 96 hours, okay? And I want to talk about it. I really, really do. I want to talk about it. Again, you You let me vent, you let me share, you let me tell you what's working, what's not working, all that good stuff. But I've been doing a lot of reflecting over the last 96 hours. And it's not because the launch is over. We just launched that this week. It's not because that's over. It's because this week it felt different to me. It really, really did. So y'all stick with me. Let me unpack for a minute. All right, let me unpack. I see everybody coming in here. I appreciate y'all. Y'all appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for joining. But let me unpack for a minute. This wasn't just another week of content for me. Y'all know some of my content is fire. Like some of it, like it. When I make my content designed to like poke you in the forehead. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to poke you in the forehead and say, Patrick, dude, you can be doing better. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of content that I like to make. I wanted to tap you in the forehead. I wanted to hit you in the chest. I want you to really stop and reflect and think, dude, is this dude talking to me or not? You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of content that I like to create, right? But this week, it wasn't just another week of content. I felt like, and again, I'm going to be able to be honest with you guys, I felt like this week was a turning point. So I want y'all to stay with me while I unpack this out loud, okay? Like there's certain weeks in a business where you just don't accomplish something, you become something different. Yeah, there's certain weeks in your business where it's not about accomplishing something. Sometimes it's about becoming somebody different. And this was one of those weeks, man. So I really, really do. Y'all stick with me while I unpack this thing. Here's today's message. Sometimes the biggest milestone, it isn't what you launch in your business. Sometimes it's the person you become while building it. I want y'all to process it real quick while I reflect on this and kind of unpack this. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, as well as TikTok. Do me a solid, invite 2 or 3 other people right now. Y'all know these things get live. So y'all invite some people right now. Let's get into it, okay? So let's recap this week real quick. If you've been following this journey, I see you, Darren. Thanks for tapping in, family. Yep, I appreciate you. Thank you. I see you, Shelly. Thank you for tapping in. Listen, if you've been following this journey, I want to say thank you, okay? Tony, what's up, family? Yeah, Tony's back in the house. I see you. If you've been following this journey, I want to say thank you. If you're just now joining us, let me catch you up really quick about this week. Monday was about why I built the branding and visibility $1 million playbook. That's what Monday was, right? It was not because the world needed another online course. I understand that. We don't need more information, right? It was because I kept on seeing talented people, professionals, continually getting overlooked. And it did something to me. I don't know if I got frustrated. I don't know what it was, but it did something to me, right? People with incredible experience, amazing work ethic, great ideas, but they had very little visibility, right? And that became the problem. Like it really became a thorn in my side. That was the problem. I said, Pat, that's what you need to solve. That's what you need to solve, right? So that became the problem that I wanted to solve. Then on Tuesday, I walk people through my LinkedIn profile. So if you missed that, you can go back and check that on YouTube or on my LinkedIn page underneath the events tab. All these lives, you can still find those underneath my events tab or on my YouTube page. So on Tuesday, I walk you through my LinkedIn profile, right? And it wasn't because I wanted to show off a redesign. That wasn't what it's about. It wasn't about flexion. It was because I wanted you to understand that your profile should create opportunities before you ever get on the phone call with somebody, okay? Remember, we're building out $1 million business. We're building out a brand. We're building out our business, right? So we wanted to make sure that our profile worked for us even when we're sleeping, okay? That's so important. Yes, still, visibility is important, Tony. You're spot on, right? So your profile is your first digital impression, right? It should be working for you even while you're sleeping. Remember, if we're going to create a $1 million brand, we're going to create a $1 million business, we have to design our business in such a way that we're still creating opportunities even when we're sleeping, family. And a lot of people forget this, but it's going to be so important. So we did that on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, man, it was probably one of my favorite episodes, or should I say favorite conversations. And I say, you need to find me on YouTube. Listen, that's easy. I think all my stuff is like Patrick Hart _brand or Patrick Hart brand. You can find me just like that on YouTube as well. Or later slide in my DMs and I personally make sure you got an invite to it as well. All right. So on Wednesday it was probably one of my favorite conversations right here. Valerie, thank you for tapping in, family. Good to see you. Yep. Wednesday was one of my favorite conversations because what happened It's like I pulled back the curtain and I showed you the business that we were actually building. You're right, Corinne. People do research you before you actually meet them. That's why it's so important. So I pulled back the curtain and I showed you the business we were building. Like for months, you've seen different pieces, right? You've seen the newsletter, you've seen the daily live, you've seen the playbook, you've seen the community, you've seen the content that I've been putting out there. But this week, we started connecting the dots. And a lot of people didn't understand how one thing that we did connected to another piece of thing. So I wanted to break down how everything becomes part of the ecosystem, right? We're not building products, family. Not when you're building $1 million business. It's not just about products. It's about building an ecosystem. So that's what we're building here on branding and visibility, $1 million playbook, right? Then yesterday, if you was with me, we talked about LinkedIn engagement, right? A lot of people was missing this. We want the virality, we want the views, we want the followers, we want the engagement, but we were missing the big piece of the puzzle about how engagement on other people's content actually influences people and the opportunities that you have. And I showed you yesterday, y'all can go back and watch that because we pulled up my LinkedIn. I showed you how I go viral just on comments before I actually go viral with my own content. I showed y'all, so y'all want to go back and check that one out, right? So being all the way real today, I'm gonna be all the way real. Thank you for Hunter for tapping in Instagram. I see you, family. So I'm gonna be all the way real today. That conversation, it reinforced something that I believed for a while. Posting creates visibility. Conversations creates opportunity. Those are not the same thing. Now, I wrote the playbook, Branding and Visibility, $1 Million Playbook. I believe in visibility strongly. I talk about it. Every post that I drop talks about visibility. Like almost every single post talks about visibility because that's my brand, right? I believe in visibility. But when you're looking for your opportunities, we got to get into the engagement. That's where the opportunities start coming your way. So they're not the same thing. Visibility, creating visibility, and conversations are two different things. Yep, I see you, Sheetama. Yeah, thank you for tapping in. Good to see you again, family. Yes, definitely good to see you again. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as well as TikTok. Y'all do me a solid. Invite 2 people. I don't care. Like all these people that we got on here, invite 2 people to these lives because y'all know I'm going to be dropping the knowledge every single day. Invite 2 people right now because we're going to get all the way live right now. So posting creates visibility. Conversation creates the opportunities. They're not the same thing. So I don't want y'all to misconstrue the work that you're creating with your post is creating opportunities for you because that's not really where the opportunities have right there. Okay. Oh, y'all do me a solid really quick. If you're a small business owner and you got a business, you got a QR code, drop it in the chat. If you know your website, www.iamafulltimehustler.com, whatever that happens to be, drop it in the chat, right? Because we're supporting each other right here. Mine happens to be www.patrickhart.me. Same as like Kevin Hart, spelled the same way, HART.me, www.patrickhart.me. Check me out, all right? I want y'all to do that, all right? So if you're only posting, if you're only posting without intentionally engaging, you're leaving a lot of opportunity on the table. And yesterday, I broke down the game on how that creates additional opportunities for you, okay? So go back and check that out if you haven't checked it out. So when I step back and I look at this entire week, I realized every episode was 100% connected, all right? So y'all stick with me. These wasn't random topics, family. They were different chapters of the same story. And a lot of you guys have been rocking me. You'd be like, okay, I get that. I realize that. Some people are new and be like, what are we talking about? We're just talking about how do we create an ecosystem of like-minded individuals. We build out $1 million brand. We build out $1 million business. And we do it through visibility, right? And there's ways that you do it. We've been doing that here, especially with these lives. So what surprised me the most, right? One thing this week that challenged me was to think about was what people were actually responding to, okay? Remember, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, whatever you happen to be, you always want to do a reality check with who you are, who you becoming, what resonates, what doesn't, right? So it challenged me to think about, well, what were they actually responding to? Sabrina, what's up, man? I see you tapping in. Yep, thank you, Tony. Yes, we definitely need to connect thought leadership and how you like to add to the conversation. Absolutely. So again, I'm an open book, so I'm going to share with you. I assumed that most conversations this week, because I dropped the Branding and Visibility $1 Million Playbook, I assumed that most conversations would be around the playbook itself, like the modules, the framework, the lessons, everything that was involved in that, right? Instead, what happened, people really wanted to talk to me about the journey. That was interesting. It really was. People really wanted to know, like, they wanted to know, okay, Pat, how long did it take? What helped you? What almost stopped you? You know what I'm saying? Like the things that almost got in my way. What did I learn while building? And that absolutely surprised me. Then I realized something, okay? People, they're not inspired by the finished product, okay? They're inspired by the unfinished people who keep moving. Come on now, think about it. I want y'all to think about that really quick. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as well as TikTok. I see you, Don. Thank you for tapping in, family. Yep. Nobody expects perfection. I don't know about you. You don't expect it with your spouse. You don't expect it with your kids. You don't expect it with your employer. Nobody expects perfection. They just expect honesty. That's what they're looking for. And I think that's what we're building here. Like there's a community where I come here, I share with you the wins, I share with you the losses, I share with you the conversations, I share with you the collaborations. I'm not perfect. Like I'm learning as I go. But I think that's why this has been growing so much, fan base so much. And that's why I believe building in public has been one of the most important decisions that I've ever made professionally in my entrepreneurial career. And I'm going to keep that all the way 100. You know what it did? It gave people permission to not only watch the process, but instead see the outcomes within themselves while I'm building this thing publicly, right? So the lesson that I'm going to carry forward right now. I see you, Tash. Thank you for tapping in. Yes, absolutely. Miss Atlanta Thickness. Miss Atlanta Thick Dreams. Yeah, oh, yeah, I love the name. I absolutely love the name. And yeah, it is a problem. See you, Taya. Thank you for the love, Taz. I appreciate it. So here's the biggest lesson I'm taking away from this launch week. Businesses don't grow because of one great product, family. That's not the case. All right. I don't want you to put all your time and effort in one thing and you think, oh, that's going to be my money maker. That's going to be the thing that's going to help me blow up. No, they grow because of the consistent trust that you actually build. Trust is built one conversation at a time, one post at a time, one newsletter at a time, one live at a time, one relationship at a time. That's how it is. Yep. What do you say? Even more important in the AI age? You absolutely. Not only is it more important in the AI age, but we're human. And whenever you can see a human actually speak to humans, and this is not AI, it actually connects better. It lands better, especially if you look at the audience that we've been building. These are a lot of people who look like me, a lot of people who've been through challenges like me, a lot of people who identify with me as well. So we're definitely narrowing down our ecosystem, right? So looking back, man, there were days that I questioned whether or not the daily lives were even worth it. And you know, family, I'm gonna keep it all 100, all the way 100. Like there are days I just question, like, Pat, dude, what are we doing? Like, is this the right approach? Should we pause? Should we regroup? But I made a promise to myself, like, dude, we're gonna build out $1 million business. We're gonna do it in public. We're gonna do it every single day, Monday through Friday, noon Central Standard Time. Man, there were days I wondered if anyone was actually really paying attention, right? And I'm an open book. Days when I thought about, man, how much easier it would have been just to skip. And I'm glad I didn't. I really am. I'm glad I didn't, because this week wasn't built this week. I'm going to lose some people. This week wasn't built this week. Say that again. This week wasn't built this week. Yes, we're in this week, but how did we get to this week? It's all the other shit that we did to get here. So this week wasn't built this week. It was built over the months of showing up over and over and over again. And that's something I'm never going to forget. 100%. So where's my thinking at right now? Let me break this down again. I feel like this is a place. Thank you, Mia, for the love. I see you, Jada, for tapping in. I appreciate y'all. Let me break this down. Let me unpack, family. Now that the playbook is out, my mindset is shifted again. All right. I'm not asking, listen, I'm building $1 million business. I believe in revenue. I believe in all that good stuff, right? But I'm not asking how many people bought the playbook. That's not what I'm doing. And I understand a lot of people, you believe in revenue, right? And you think, okay, I need my checkings and savings to be checking and saving. But for me, that's not the question that I'm asking. I see you, Rob BS. Thank you for tapping in, family. I'm not asking how many people bought it. It's important, but it's not the first question that I'm asking. The first question that I'm asking during this week, since we launched the branding and visibility $1 million playbook, is what results are people going to create because of it? Remember, I'm leading with impact. Some of you guys are focused on revenue, and both are the same. I mean, both are just as important. But for me, the impact was more important for the revenue for what I'm building. Okay. I'm not telling you to stick away from revenue. But for me, the first and most important question I'm asking, what results are people going to create because of the work that we actually did together? Like, I want to hear about the promotions. I want to hear about the speaking opportunities. I want to hear about someone finally rewriting their LinkedIn profile and getting noticed. Speaking of that, let me personal shout out. Thank you, Erwin Chapman on LinkedIn, for the shout out on yesterday's lives. He slid into my DM. He's like, Pat, dude, I know I'm asking you a lot. I would love you, from veteran to veteran, I'm building my business. I would love you to reflect on my profile. Let me know what's good, what's not. Dude, I did a whole rewrite for the guy, 100% free. I mean, and I'm not saying I'm doing this for everybody for free, but I just wanted to show you the power of what it looks like. So if y'all want to check out his Erwin Chapman on LinkedIn, we rewrote his whole thing. And now he slid in my DMs and said, dude, this is what I needed. This is exactly what I was looking for, right? So I want to hear more of that. Like, I want to hear about someone landing their first consulting client. Like, these stories, they matter more to me than any launch metric, right? Because these stories prove that the mission is actually working. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as well as TikTok. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as well as TikTok. Y'all stick with me. I'm about to land this baby. Before we wrap this week up, I just want to say thank you. I really, really do. I really, really, really do. Man, where's my thing at? Let me say that again. Before this week wraps up, I want to say thank you. I really do. I want to say thank you, family. All right. Some of you have been with me since episode 1, which is absolutely amazing. And it's a blessing. Absolutely. Others have found this series halfway through, which is totally fine. Some of you discovered me because of a LinkedIn post. Some of you because of the newsletter. Some of you because someone shared a video with you. However you got here, family, thank you for being part of this build. I really do appreciate that. So I'm going to keep it 100 here. You're not just watching me build a business. You're helping me shape the business that I'm building. Your comments make the difference. Your questions influence future content. Your feedback has changed the way that I communicate. This has become more than a content series and has become a conversation. And it's something that I 100% do not take for granted, family. I do not take it for granted. 100%. I do not take it for granted. So I'm about to land this baby really quick. Here we go. If this week proved anything, all right, it's this. Visibility isn't about becoming famous. That's not what I sought after when I started building branding and visibility. When I decided I was going to build in public, it wasn't about becoming famous, right? It was about becoming known for something that creates value. That was me. That's how I'm leading. I'm leading with that servant's heart. I'm leading with, the eye on how can I help my brother and sister elevate beyond where they are today. Like, that was always been my focus. And 100%, it was a calling. I can't tell you I got here because it was my own thought process. This was a calling. I'm here because of that calling, right? That's why that's what the playbook is about. That's what the business is about. And that's what this series will continue to be about. So if you haven't picked up the branding and visibility, here's a drop. Here's the call to action. I got to sell you some shit if I'm going to make some money, right? Well, we got to get to $1 million, right? If you haven't picked up the branding and visibility $1 million playbook, I truly believe, and I'm going to say this from the bottom of my heart, I truly believe I already found you. That's what's up. That's what's up, Measured Man. I appreciate you on YouTube. Thank you for tapping in. Yep. I truly believe it'll change the way you think about your career. I truly believe it'll change the way you think about your business. I truly believe it will create opportunities for you that you never saw coming. It has done that for me already. We've been building this thing since the beginning of the year. And once I start sharing with you all the opportunities that are coming my way, the magazine features and all this good stuff, if you're following me on LinkedIn, you're going to see the personal shout outs. So you've already seen some of those things already, just because I believe in visibility. And it's not because, look, the branding and visibility, I don't believe in it just because it gives you more information. I believe it because it gives you the framework to take action today. I think it's a big piece of what a lot of entrepreneurs are missing. It's a big piece of what a lot of mid-level professionals are missing. You think you know the information, but you don't know how to run with the information. So here it is. I'm going to land this, baby. Here we are. Next week. Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate you. Next week, the launch, it's already behind us, right? This week was all about the launch. Next week, the work continues. Remember, we're building out $1 million business in public. We're just now getting started. We'll keep building this business together, right? Right here in public, like I told you, Monday through Friday, noon Central Standard Time. And I have a feeling, I truly do, I have a feeling the most exciting chapters, they're still ahead of us. Here's a question I have for you before I lead you, get you guys out of here. So here's the question. Now, please, I would appreciate any insight right now when I ask this question. Looking back at everything that we discussed this week, or since we've been building this live in public, what was the biggest takeaway for you? That's my question. Looking back on this build, what has been the biggest takeaway for you? Put it in the chat. Y'all let me know real quick, because it does so much for the content that I actually create, right? I would love to hear it, because listen, there's good chance that your answer is going to shape all the episodes that we create in the future. I would say that. Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, as well as TikTok. There's links in the bios. There's a QR code. Listen, family, join the newsletter. Invite other like-minded individuals to these lives next week. You know, I do them every single day, Monday through Friday. Here's the other thing too. We're just now getting started. A lot of people think the playbook is the business. The playbook is not the business. We talked about how we're building an ecosystem. We talked about how a city is an ecosystem. Inside a city, you got hospitals, you got utility companies, you got neighborhoods, you got parks, you got churches, right? The playbook just happens to be a park within inside the city. If we're going to build out $1 million business, there's so many other additional pieces that we're going to be adding into our ecosystem, which happens to be our city. And we're just now getting started. We're only 6 months into this thing. Family, let me give you a round of applause. Let's go, man. Y'all energy, the excitement, the DMs, the conversations that have been taking place behind the scenes has been absolutely phenomenal. Your support, it means the world to me. So I want to give y'all tons of love, man, as we go into the holiday on the 4th of July. I want you guys to be safe out there. Think about, what are you going to do differently when you come back next week? How are you going to move? Think about what we've been learning together. Think about how we can get you to the next level of building out your $1 million brand. Thank you, family. I appreciate the support. Appreciate for the love. Let's get it.